All right, good morning, man. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Money Mindshift, How Rich People Think. We're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Sabo. Steve, better get my check. Hey, guys, that affiliate marketing link is almost up. That's right, it's almost up. I'm going to be working with my web developer today. So, all these great books that I recommend that you might want to read, hey, you can buy them through me. I might get a little cut. Hey, don't hurt me. It's called capitalism. You capitalize. Anyway, we're going through the book, How Rich People Think, man. And here's the deal. Wealth begins in the mind. Wealth begins in the mind. And so, guys, if you want to turn your finances around, if you want to go to the place where you are financially free, or you want to take your finance to the next level, people ask me, what did I do? And I'm trying to tell you what I did. What I did was I read. I started to find great books that I could start to put into my membrane so I can have a different result in my life. And so this is one of those books that I recommend. Now, here's the deal. I can tell people to read this book and go buy it all day long, but for some reason, many just won't go buy it and just won't go read it. So what I decided to do was to help my people out, to help the village. We started this show where we just read together. And hey, I got some special things coming down the pipe. We got a new book. I'm going to be doing 2 of these shows now because there's going to be another book on how you can turn your dreams into reality. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be coming in April, trying to figure out when I can fit it in. Because, hey, I just love to do this for my peeps. But at any rate, here's the deal. 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day to keep broke away. And so if you got 15 minutes a day and you want to go through this thing and see if this is going to have an impact on the way that you think about money, the way that you may manage money, or the way that you may acquire money, it may be worth tuning in for 15 minutes. Now, here's the deal. I know you don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. It's 30 days. We got a 100-day journey. So why not get started right now? That's right. Let's begin. Day number 30. Middle class believes you have to have money to make money. The world class believe in using other people's money. The middle class believes you have to have money to make money. The world class believes in using other people's money. Now, here's the deal. The middle class say this all the time. Broke people say this all the time. You got to have money in order to get money. That's what they've been saying for years upon years, and they keep spreading this myth while other people are finding ways to use other people's money. Now, where do we see that nowadays? Hey, this is a great thing called crowdfunding. We got this great thing that they use called borrowing or loaning. We got angel investors. You see, you don't have to have money. And what we're going to be talking about today, man, I think is going to change the way you think about how you acquire money and how you build capital in order to build your big dream. Now, hopefully you guys got your $1 million plan. We talked about that last week. And so now we're going to find out how you can go about getting some of this money that you might need to build your dream. The majority of the world's population is operating from a consciousness rooted in linear thinking. An example is in their approach to earning money. Linear thinking tells them if they work more hours, they'll make more money. And that's true. It's also the most inefficient way to earn more money, and another reason why most people don't have much. The rich are masters of nonlinear thinking, especially as it relates to money. An example is in how they create an idea they are unable to finance and then proceed to use other people's money to make it happen. Have you ever had an idea so big and you wonder, man, where am I going to get the money to actually make this thing come true? And what the rich do, they find out that, hey, as long as I got a great idea with a great plan, other people will finance my dream. So here's the deal, man. I told you guys that money can come from all different types of sources and places, but do you have the idea, but then also do you have the plan in place? Because not only are we looking for a dynamic idea, we're also looking for dynamic people that can implement the idea. Plenty of people have good ideas, by the way. Like plenty of broke people have good ideas. They just don't know how to implement them. All right. The most frequently uttered comment of the middle class in reference to money is, I can't afford it. Rich people know not being solvent enough to personally afford something is not relevant. Everybody put in the comments below, not relevant. Here's the deal. Just because you think you cannot afford something, that is what makes it not relevant, because there's a lot of different ways that you can find a way to afford to fund your dream. And one of those ways is by using other people's money. That's called leverage. You thinking that you can't afford it is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. All right, here's the deal. So I guess it's not relevant. It's irrelevant. That's the word of the day. Irrelevant. We got to think that's irrelevant. The way I've been thinking is irrelevant. I may be thinking this way, but that's irrelevant. That's not the truth. I can find ways. And as I become more attractive, as I begin to change the way that I think, I'm going to find ways to get this money that I need to build my dream. The real question is it worth buying investing in, or pursuing? So that's the question of the day. Whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, whatever it is that you're looking to create, is it worth buying? Is it worth investing in? Or is it worth pursuing? So we can go back a little bit, and we talked about, is your idea big enough to bring you a fortune? Is your idea big enough that it serves enough people and it solves enough problems that someone else would buy, would invest in, or they would be willing to pursue? Something to think about. All of the money to fund your dream does not have to come from you. Some of it may, but all of it doesn't. We see that on Shark Tank, right? We see people investing in other people's ideas and businesses to help the business grow, and everybody wins. Obviously, the people with the money win more, but hey, it's not the point. Everybody wins. If so, the wealthy know money is always available, always available, always available, because rich people are always looking for great investments and superior performers to make those investments profitable. The great ones are aware that it's easier to borrow 10 million than 10,000. Think about that, guys. It's easier to borrow $10 million than it is to borrow 10,000. That right there changed my thinking. When I read that, I was like, it really is. Like, because I'm with some organizations, they're like, hey, I need like $5,000 to start my project. And I'm like, $5,000? You don't need to borrow $5,000. You can find $5,000 you go swimming in the lake or something. Who needs $5,000 to start something? You can get that easily. I don't know. Maybe I live in a different world, but I see crowdfunding campaigns that are getting like $20,000 in 3 days. And you're talking about you need $5,000? It is easier to borrow $10 million than $10,000. A critical nonlinear concept to know when raising capital. Like a serious hunter stalking big game, savvy investors like large numbers and exciting deals they can sink their teeth into while expanding their empires. The middle class cliche that you have to make money, that you have to have money to make money is limiting at best and destructive at worst. So have you been saying in your life that I got to have money in order to make money? Is that a belief that you've been told, probably been conditioned with? I don't know. You might not be in the middle class or the poor. I don't even think it's the middle class, but you may not be in that class, but maybe you are. And you've been saying that your whole life. I got to have money to make money. Well, what we're learning is that that's not how rich people think. Rich people think, no, I don't have to have money. What I got to do is I got to have an idea. And I got to have an idea that I develop into a plan. And now guess what? They will buy my plan. They will invest in my plan. They will give me the money to build my dream because I came to them with something tangible saying, hey, here's what the house looks like. The house isn't built yet, but here's what it's going to look like when it gets done. Now, if you want the house to be built, pay me in advance. Everybody in the comments below, I want you to put pay me in advance. Now, why are we saying this? Because we're remembering that as long as we have the idea and we come with the plan, that they will pay me in advance. All right, nobody's typing. All right, nobody's talking. Oh, there we go. Pay me. That's right. Thank you. Woo, woo. All right. Now she said, behind the shot says she used to say that, but now thinking maybe it's easier to have money to make money. You think it's easier to have money to make money? I'm not saying whether it's easier or not. I think what we're saying though is that you don't necessarily have to have money to make money. And what keeps people from moving forward with their dreams is that they think they have to have the money. And so because they feel like I don't have the money and I can't afford to move forward, they start working on their idea. They start working on their plan. And then guess what? 5 years later, someone else has stolen their idea and used that idea and got paid off of it. How many of you guys have had $1 million ideas that you see somebody else making $1 million from? Oh, okay. Yeah. She set up her studio with no money. Fantastic. See, look at that. Okay. So maybe you said it wrong. I don't know. Anyway, get that check. Hey, let me get back to the book. I'm sorry. Let me get back to the book. All right. The truth is, the truth is you have to have great ideas to solve problems to make money. Truth is you have to have great ideas to solve problems to make money. So behind the shoot, I want you to tell me about that idea that you had, that you were able to set up your studio with no money. You presented somebody with a great idea. It was such a compelling argument that they said, here, have my money. And it felt good for them to give you their money because they were so intrigued by your idea and your plan. It was like, yes, that is going to be a winner. That is going to make some money. That's going to bring some money back. This is a great investment. They don't just waste their money. They invest their money expecting a return. And so you were able to set up your studio with no money. You got a story to tell, Miss Lady. I can't wait to hear from you. Yeah. Oh, no money exchange. Hey, we're going to have to hear about that. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what the network is for. All right. If you do, you will attract money like a magnet. Money is only an instrument of exchange. Creative ideas are the scarce resource. The scarce resource, the thing that everyone is looking for in order to give their money to, are creative ideas. That's the resource that is scarce. It's not money that's scarce. It's not wealth that's scarce. It's just people, the people who are willing to develop their creative ideas. That's the scarce resource. But most people are so focused on where the money is coming from that they ignore their very own ideas. Yet ideas are the only thing that will actually attract the money in the first place. Are you starting to see why the tiny percentage of the population owns the majority of the world's wealth? Are you starting to see that? Are you starting to see that it's completely in your power to join them? Completely in your power. Become a people that's going to focus on building your ideas. And now you can present your ideas with a plan to people who have money and they are willing to pay you in advance to get your idea, to get your dream, to get your house built. Now, house we're signifying, it's not house obviously is relating to your dream. You build a house first in your mind before it's ever out into the world, the same way that you build your dream in your mind long before it's ever tangible in the world. Become the people that have the scarce resources, which are the creative ideas. Now, here's your quote of the day. No one can become rich without enriching others. Anyone who adds prosperity must prosper in turn. No one can become rich without enriching others. Anyone who adds to prosperity must prosper in turn. And that's the great law that the karma, whatever you want to call it, give and it be given unto you. Enrich others and you will be enriched. Money is only a tool, and it's the exchange of value for value. What value are we looking to bring? We want to solve more problems and serve more people. That's it. You want to be rich, solve more problems, serve more peoples, get rich, recycle, refresh, repeat, rinse and repeat. Solve more problems, serve more people, get rich. That's it. It's really that simple. And so hopefully this time is working out for you guys. Here's our critical question today. Again, this is the reason why I love this book, reason why I continue to recommend it. And hey, some people just won't read it, but that's okay. It's only meant for the few. It's only the few that's going to join the top 5% of the world and owning the world's wealth because they're willing to read and do what wealthy people do. Critical question of the day, critical thinking question of the day. Do you have an idea? Do you have a big idea that you can't personally finance, but has the potential to capture the attention of outside investors? Do you have a big idea that you can't personally finance that has the potential to capture the attention of outside investors? Something to think about, guys. You don't have to do it on your own. You don't. You really don't. You don't have to find the money and get inherited some money. It's people out here that got plenty of money that are looking for something to do with it. For them, it's a game. How big can I build my empire? For you, it's a startup. Hey, let me attach to you, get my startup, and then I'll start building my empire. That's how it works, guys. Now, here's your action step. Write down 10 of your biggest and best business and investment ideas and select your favorite to court potential investors. So before we talked about having ideas on deck, having $1 million ideas on deck. As you develop and grow the first thing, you want to have another one on deck. Become so creative with problems that you can solve and with people that you can serve that you have at least 10 power $1 million ideas that you can now pitch to potential investors. And no money has to come out of your pocket. All that has to come out of your pocket, out of your spirit, out of you yourself is your idea and your plan. Well, here's the deal, guys. 15 minutes a day to keep broke away. Going through the book, How Rich People Think. This is day number 30 on a 100-day journey. We're here every day, Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. I'm ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. I'll be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. The question is, will you?